Hi folks, Pat here, and tonight's rant is about cuts in our defense spending. Hard to believe we're even talking about this, but you remember back when we had this bipartisan committee of Republicans and Democrats who were going to get together and try and come up with $1.4 trillion in the budget that could be cut? Well, believe it or not, despite the fact that we're paying for shrimp running on treadmills and people studying prostitution, the effects of alcohol, and all this other crazy stuff, we couldn't find 1.4 trillion to cut. I would have started with foreign aid and gone from there. Anyway, that's just me. But we couldn't find the 1.4 trillion to cut because Republicans refused to move on tax cuts because they had pledged not to when they got elected, and Democrats refused to discuss Obamacare being cut. That was off the table. It's a sacred cow, and they weren't going to discuss cuts to entitlement. So, what cuts were placed as a penalty on whether or not we could pass $1.4 trillion in cuts was defense spending and Medicare. Really. I would have liked to see someone raise let's cut defense spending as an issue to be voted on in Congress. I just don't think it would have happened. Not just because we need a strong defense, which we do, but because when you cut defense spending, you're cutting jobs. You're cutting jobs in those defense plants that make our weapons. You're cutting jobs in the military. You're cutting jobs. And you're reducing our ability to defend our country. There's no way to say you're cutting defense spending without doing that. Now maybe Iraq is over, and maybe Afghanistan's winding down. Well, what about Iran and their nuclear weapon plans? And what about China and its building up its military? Do we really all want to become Chinese? Do we want to become a banana republic that has to kowtow to China and these other countries? Not that we don't now, if you know what I mean. But really, defense spending cut? Are you serious? I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but it's hard not to be with this president and this administration. It's hard not to believe that they're purposely trying to wreck our country. Cutting defense spending, bad idea. And that's my rant for tonight. Thanks for listening. Bye now.